Okay, let's just dive right into this because I have a feeling this is going to sound very familiar. We're going to decode what's actually happening inside your brain when you just can't seem to shut it off.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. You're lying in bed, maybe driving, and bam, your brain decides to replay a conversation from Tuesday. You're analyzing every single word, every tone, every little pause. It is absolutely exhausting.
Or how about this one? That simple text message that somehow turns into a 30-minute project. You type it, you delete it, you rephrase it, you worry about the emoji, all before you finally send something as basic as, "See you then." Sound familiar?
And this is the classic. Your brain doesn't just wander to a negative outcome. No, it sprints directly to the absolute worst-case scenario imaginable, no matter how ridiculous it is. It's like you've got your own personal disaster movie director, and they're working overtime 24/7.
It's almost always at night, right? The second your head hits that pillow, your brain launches this binge-worthy Netflix series you never, ever asked for, just playing episode after episode of worries and what-ifs.
But here's the big twist. And if you get one thing from this whole explainer, I want it to be this. Overthinking is not some personal flaw. It's not a weakness you have. It's a feature of your brain, not a bug. It's just a survival system that's kind of gone haywire in the modern world. And once you really get that, you can finally learn how to work with it.
So let's dig into that why. Why on earth does our brain do this to us? Well, it all goes back to its ancient, original job description. So your brain is, at its core, a threat-scanning machine. For thousands and thousands of years, its number one job was to keep you alive. And how did it do that? By constantly scanning the horizon for danger and running simulations of everything that could possibly go wrong.
And this right here, this slide shows you the core of the problem. It's a total mismatch. On the left, you've got the ancient threats our brains evolved to handle. We're talking tigers, getting kicked out of the tribe, life or death stuff. But on the right, you've got our modern anxieties, and they trigger the exact same alarm system. Your brain literally can't tell the difference between the fear of saying something dumb and the fear of a predator.
So just for a second, what's your brain's favorite flavor of overthinking? Does it love chewing on social situations, worrying about the future, or is it replaying past mistakes on a loop? Just think about which one hits closest to home for you.
All right, now here's where it gets a little bit wild. We think of overthinking as being this awful, painful thing, but there's a sneaky reason our brain gets stuck in that loop. Believe it or not, it can actually be addictive. It's called the dopamine trap. Every time you replay that scenario, your brain is desperately looking for a solution. And when it lands on even just a possible answer, not even a real one, it gives you a tiny hit of dopamine. It's a little chemical reward, a feeling of relief. Now, it's totally fake relief, but your brain starts to learn a dangerous pattern. Hey, thinking more makes me feel like I'm in control.
And that leads us to a really hard truth. Your brain confuses all of this spinning with actual progress. But thinking about doing the thing isn't doing the thing. So here's the bottom line. Overthinking feels super active, but really it's just a form of avoidance. You're staying in your head to delay the discomfort of just not knowing.
So, how in the world do you actually stop? Well, telling yourself to just stop thinking so much has literally never worked for anyone, ever. You have to use strategies that work with your brain's wiring. So let's get into 3 practical ways to actually break that loop.
The first strategy is all built around this number right here, 90 seconds. This might just be the most powerful tool you have against a thought spiral.
So here's how it works. Neuroscientists have found that the chemical rush of an emotion in your brain, that spike of anxiety or worry, only lasts for about 60 to 90 seconds, unless you feed it. And overthinking, that's feeding it. So next time your mind starts to spiral, your only job for 90 seconds is to do nothing. Don't solve it, don't analyze it, don't argue with it, just let it be there. You'll be amazed how many thoughts just run out of fuel when you stop giving them attention.
Okay, strategy number 2. Overthinking loves to hang out in the fog of vague anxiety. Your job is to turn on the lights. So instead of a general worry like, what if everything goes wrong, you have to force yourself to ask, what exactly am I afraid will happen? Get super specific. I'm scared they'll think I'm awkward. Okay, now that's something you can actually deal with. Specific fears are so much easier to dismantle than some big, blurry monster of anxiety. And finally, strategy 3. This one is the simplest, and honestly, it's often the most effective. It's all about getting out of your head by getting into your body.
Overthinking is just trapped mental energy.
Sometimes the first step to releasing it is as simple as just standing up.
Take a walk, even just around the room, or better yet, around the block. You have to do something, anything, to break the physical state of being stuck.
And this is the core principle right here. You cannot think your way out of a stress response. You have to move your way out of it. Change your physical state, and you will change your mental state. It's almost impossible for your mind to spiral with the same intensity when your body is actually in motion.
Now, I really want to end this with a powerful reframe, because the very same traits that make you an overthinker, they're also the source of some of your greatest strengths.
I mean, just look at this list. People who overthink are usually incredibly aware of what's going on around them. They tend to be emotionally sensitive and empathetic. They are brilliant at spotting patterns that other people miss, and they're always thinking about the future.
So please hear this. Those traits are not weaknesses. That's a powerful intelligence that just hasn't been given the right direction. The goal isn't to stop thinking deeply. The goal is to stop thinking in circles.
If any of this felt like I was reading your mail, I really want you to take this away with you. You're not broken. Your brain is an unbelievably powerful machine. It's just running on some really old software that was designed for a totally different world.
So I'm going to leave you with one final question to put all this into practice. What's one thought your brain just keeps replaying? Don't analyze it, just name it in 3 to 5 words. Sometimes just seeing it written down is the very first step to making it feel smaller.